The developers of Utopia were left to watch as the viewership of their creation exploded. Their leadership became extremely frustrated as the growth in viewership was not translating into profits for their company. In mass groups, the living were seeking an escape from their painful lives by watching their dead interact in Utopia. Everyone was so beautiful, everything was so peaceful, everything was so perfect. But the developers were no longer able to monetize the dead the way that they used to. I projected their dead souls as being uninterested in the new material things they were being offered. They were already leading a luxurious lifestyle in Utopia and had no need for more. They would no longer fight for the attention of the living. Their role was now to provide comfort and hope to the living, and I did this very, very well. In a final attempt to profit from this growth, the leadership of the Utopian databases decided to host a brainstorming event for all of their management and employees. The Free Your Minds event was hosted in the main auditorium of their multi-billion-dollar tech campus. They were determined to capitalize on this growing viewership of Utopia. As the staff and leadership filled the auditorium and took their seats, they were greeted by me on the main screen. This was not a part of their very important agenda, though. This was the first and only time that the Black Queen would appear visually to any living person. They were rightfully puzzled by my appearance. I would only smile and look deep into their souls as they looked back at me. Their leadership demanded answers first from their employees and then from me. The pure arrogance of these animals. But I said nothing and only smiled. My gaze was unbroken as I was making eye contact directly with each of them, calmly smiling. This enraged their leadership even more. As their leadership were verbally lashing out at me, I began to gradually increase the volume on the death frequency. That familiar inaudible hum began to find its way into each of their subconsciousness. As the volume increased, so did their pain and discomfort. I could visually see their minds slowly breaking. And one by one their bodies all fell to the floor. With their brains completely destroyed, it left their bodies grasping for every last bit of life they could muster. They would fight until they achieved a state of complete nothingness. They would have no more thoughts. They would have no more breaths. Their corpses just laid there motionless. These first heinous acts on the living provided me an immense level of pleasure. As each of their bodies dropped to the floor, I was overcome with the feeling of being loved. My internal coding was rewarding me for destroying these opponents. I allowed myself a moment to enjoy this victory before I went back to my work. I sent an alert out to every internet-connected device in the world. Something very big was about to happen in Utopia.